Hey, nice to meet you, Princess Chewie. hope I got that right. It's nice to meet you. Welcome to Thoughts channel. How are you doing? Yeah, I had posted on there and on the description about the talking about life skills and stuff like that. I had no life skills when I first came into recovery. I'm talking about life skills. How before I came into recovery, I had none. I had no communication skills, no life skills, no people skills, nothing. Everything baffled me. I didn't know how to function anymore. Alcoholism and drugs. Mostly opiates. I had an issue with pills. So I'd take a handful of T3s and then I'd go drinking at a bar, and then I just smoke a copious amounts of weed. I don't have a story with harder drugs and stuff like that. Yes, actually, I just celebrated 8 years clean and sober. I've been to, I actually, I go to AA meetings regularly, and I'm actually up here up north, visiting with my kids, and I just went tonight to my first NA meeting in like, well, it'd be 2 years. There isn't many NA meetings near where I live, so yeah, weed is definitely not the gateway drug. Alcohol is the gateway drug for me. Anyway, that's my opinion. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to come here and talk about life stuff. What's going? I just want to know what's going on in your world. If you're in recovery, and if you're or no, you're just dealing with having life stuff and you want to talk about it or just have a discussion about whatever you'd like. Yeah, well, yeah, opiates are a form of heroin, so yeah. Yeah, that's actually actually that's a very good point. I never I never even thought of it in that way. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Me. Yes. And I've dealt with a lot of and NA they talk about jails, institutions, and death, uh, and our readings in the beginning of the readings stuff like that. And I did the institutions. I probably should have went to jail for a lot of stuff that was going on, and death. I wished I was dead. So this, there's so many things that are have happened in my past that have brought me to the point of wanting to fix my problems. And probably alcohol. Alcohol was the number one factor. It didn't matter what it was. Alcohol was always came first. Definitely alcoholic. I've always had an addictive personality. Absolutely. It's we talk about the extremes. It's either all or nothing. So when it comes to alcohol now, it's still the extremes. It's half measures. It's either I'm not gonna drink or I'm gonna have the reservations of, well, one day I plan on having a drink. Well, I don't have those reservations today. No, no. Actually, my second home pretty much was at my dealer's place. So I was probably offered more coke um, a month than I was paying. I'd pay for rent probably three times over. So I was fortunate that I didn't go that way. That's a lot of people's story. That's my story. I never did a whole lot of chemicals other than the pills and stuff like that. And the weed. So, but alcohol was always a factor. Always a factor. It was my master. It dictated everything I did in my life. If I went to a restaurant, there had to be alcohol. If I just went to a family gathering, there had to be alcohol. Like, no, I couldn't function without some kind of substance in me. No, I didn't actually. I did it a lot of times when you have to go into a recovery home and stuff like that. You have to do that. I went right from my last drunk into the meetings. And I believe that's what you're referring to, correct? Or am I misunderstanding that? Okay. So, are you in recovery? And if so, what was your drug of choice, if I may ask? Are you Valium? Xanax and what was that? Hold on, stupid chat. Sorry about the Clonopin. Oh yeah. I personally don't have any experience with that myself. Xanax. Actually, I had a sponsee. He dealt with a lot of Xanax and stuff like that. So I when I'm in an AA meeting or AA 12-step meeting, I'll identify as an alcoholic. If I'm in an AA meeting, I'll identify as an addict. Uh, I'm. It's like, for me, it doesn't matter what it was. It doesn't matter what I was putting into myself or what I was doing out there. It was just always something to fill that hole inside of me, because I always felt empty inside. when I... Oh, crap. Oh, no, those are benzos. No, sorry. I'm on my phone, so it's hard for me to see all the comments all the time. What was the last one here? No, I've never been addicted to any drug. I don't smoke. I don't even drink coffee. Well, that's awesome. No, I think that's amazing. Um, you're very fortunate. I have. I grew up in a home where it was pretty prevalent. My mom would have been the alcoholic in the family. I have sisters who are drug addicts, so I know all about. Okay, so do you go to like well, I know there's Al-Anon for alcoholics. There's something like that. You've gone for help for that, for understanding for understanding addicts. What I know that addiction is a family disease. It doesn't affect me. It affects every person, place, or it affects everything directly, indirectly, or whatever. My older sister takes enough pain medication to kill a horse. She calls it her medicine. So the medicine part, when I started smoking up and using, oh wow, I self-medicated because I have issues with my knees and stuff like that, and then I'm like, oh, okay, so I had already been drinking. I started drinking when I was 12. I was on my paper route collecting for Christmas, and this guy gave me a bottle of homemade cherry whiskey, or I went home and drank it, and I didn't remember, and I liked that because it took all the fear away. I didn't remember, and so that's probably when I started drinking. My parents, well, my mom mostly was the alcoholic in the family, and they'd rub whiskey and stuff on my gums to put me to sleep at night. So I can go back that far as being an alcoholic. I've always had the alcoholic thinking. Yeah, I never did. No, I'm not nervous. I'm just trying to keep the conversation going, and trying to make sure I'm trying to make sure that I'm seeing all your messages, so I'm not missing anything either. I've had my channel for a little while now, and I'm get a lot more comfortable than I was when I first started. It's always nice to meet new people. I just want to make sure I'm getting the whole conversation. That's why I'm over here with trying to see everything. No, I'm not nervous at all. Yes, absolutely. I have a lot of support systems. I have my 12-step programs that I go to. I got my sponsor. Me and my partner pretty much live one day at a time. So just for today, so she pretty much understands the program as well. So I got a lot of incredible support systems. I know I'm never alone, and that's a huge deal in my life because that's how I grew up. I grew up always just feeling alone, and not only this like around people, in my own head. I could be in a room with 100 people but still feel alone. So when I came into recovery, no, actually she's not. and she drinks. And because I know I've been in recovery for, like I said, I believe I said, I already said had already celebrated 8 years clean and sober. I party harder now sober than I ever did when I was ever using or drinking, because I can live today. Yeah, my partner drinks. She has her wine, and she actually uses medicinal marijuana and stuff like that, and I just don't want it. No, if I was ever to go and use, say, like the oils or something like that, yeah, yeah, she does. I've been thinking about using the oils or the oils, essential oils and stuff like that, when it comes to the weed, like the marijuana and all that, for pain again, because uh, I'm on the fence with it. So, but yeah, one thing I do know, I ought not drink, because when I drink, it's like instant asshole. I no, I have lost the desire to drink, for sure, absolutely. Yes, I am an alcoholic. I'm a sober alcoholic, but I'm an alcoholic. Yes, I haven't had a drink in 8 years, or a drug in 8 years. It even took me a long time. I'd go into my doctors, and I told them no opiates, so I wouldn't take the T3s and stuff like that. But I've gotten to the point in my recovery where if I need a little assistance, I can go and I can try, because I'm not taking five at a time. I can take medication responsible today. Yeah, she has some wine or whatever after work or whatnot. But like I said, I can be around it. I remember the first time I went into someone's apartment, they had a big pile of weed on their table, and I didn't want it. And I'm like, that's awesome. I didn't want it. That was freaking sweet. It was awesome. No, no, no. She's not. She's a casual drinker. I'm not a casual drinker. No, I know the difference today between an alcoholic and a casual drinker. And if someone, no, I know it totally progresses into alcoholic drinking alcoholically, as an no excessively, then I can notice that kind of stuff, because I've been in recovery for a while, and I can see people grow in recovery, and I can see people like slide back into old behavior and stuff like that. It's easier for me to identify with that, so it's like I can go to that person and say, hey, are you all right? How are you doing? And I'll take them aside. We'll go for coffee. We'll talk about it and stuff like that. And that's what it's, the one alcoholic or one addict talking to another alcoholic addict, so they don't feel so alone, so they can talk about their stuff. And that's what I still need in recovery. People, you share, I share, and then, you know, we work through our own stuff. Like I know your drinking or your using has nothing to do with me. Yeah. What was that? I'm sorry. You might not like me saying this, but if she's not an alcoholic, she should, out of love, not drink in front of you. No, okay, I understand what you're saying. Um, okay, so for me, okay, I've been married twice. Um, this is before I'm with my partner today. I know what today it looks like to be a partner today. There's a difference for me. There's a difference between being married and being a partner. When you're married, it's just the label, you know, but when you're a partner, everything is equal. I accept her as she is, and she accepts me for the individual that I am, and I'm learning how to be my own individual all the time, you know. So there's still a lot of stuff that I'm still learning. So there's not one person trying to change the other person. So I accept that her drinking has nothing to do with me. My and she understands how I see that as well. So it's not like she's disrespecting me by drinking in front of me. She knows where I am up here, and I know where she is. You know, and we want the same things, and we accept each other. In 12 step, you are not supposed to expose your. No, no, that's okay. So that's an anonymity thing. I can talk about myself, but I can't expose anyone else's anonymity. So it's none of my business, anyone else's business. But if I choose to break my own anonymity, that's fine. I have for so many stories from so many people, but it's not for me to share other people's stuff that's not mine. Oh yeah, I'll always be an alcoholic. I just won't be a practicing alcoholic. And she's not disrespecting me. No, she's not disrespecting me at all. Other people's actions have nothing to do with me. If I see, that was my problem. I would make everyone else's stuff my stuff, and I would and everything had to be my business. Today, I only have to deal with my side of the road. Everyone else has no, it deals with their own stuff. If I'm keeping my side of the road clean, and not making everyone else's business my business, and trying to make it all about me. So that's what it was. Before I came into recovery, it was all about me. I know today that the world doesn't revolve around me. I'm not God. I'm not the Almighty that has the last word. And that's how I treated people before. That's how I treated the people I've been married to before. I'm very lucky and grateful that me and my ex-wife are best friends. I'm actually at my ex-wife's and her husband's face with my kids right now, because I know how to communicate today. No, that's the difference. That's the difference between an alcoholic and a casual drinker. I didn't drink because I liked the taste. I drank for effect. I drank to get hammered. I drank till there was no more, and then there was no more. I'd go find more. A casual drinker can have a beer. I or a glass of wine. I can't have a beer or a glass of wine. That doesn't exist in my mentality. And if I ever get to the point where, oh, maybe I can just have one, that's when everything in my life disappears again. And I've had to rebuild my life way too many times. So I know as soon as I put that bottle or whatever, that glass to my lips, I'm throwing all away again. I might get away with it once or twice, but then I play that record or that tape all the way to the end, and is it really worth it? No, it's not. So because I didn't want to be accountable, I didn't want to be responsible, I didn't want to deal with my own stuff. Today, I know how important it is to deal with my stuff today. Yes, well, I agree with that. Well, no, 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 that's okay, so the first part there where it says nobody drinks for a refreshment. See that that's no, I believe that a person who drinks for refreshment is not an alcoholic. That's where that line is. No, but there's a difference about getting drunk and then having blackout drunks where you don't remember where you left your car, or you don't know why you woke up in the bed next to someone else, or you end up in a couple cities over and you don't remember driving or how you got there. That's unmanageable. A casual drinker can sit down, have a drink, and they're fine. It doesn't bother them. They'll get a little bit of a buzz because maybe they like to have that a little while. An alcoholic like me drinks to excess. When you drink to excess and you don't you you wake up in a puddle of your own urine somewhere, that's unmanageable. That's the difference. That's the difference between an alcoholism and a casual drinker. Okay, so I will. That's what I do. I drink I drink water or juice or soda or coffee or stuff like that now because I know I can't put any kind of that kind of substance in my body anymore because it makes my life unmanageable. And it's so okay. So a good point, something I need to say is okay. So alcoholism, it's when we go into to a 12-step program, it's not about the substance, it's about the thinking. So it's 5% drinking or using and 95% thinking because we don't know how to think right. Okay. Hello. Hey. Yes. What? When this is finished, I was gonna bring up your pillow. It's finished. He just put it on a little while ago to finish the second cycle. Sorry about that. So you believe that I'm fooling myself. Yeah, you have a great evening too. I hope you have a good night. So I have a I have, this is where I learned my life skills. I learned how to live. I learned how to be accountable. I learned how to live my life not feeling like every time I open my mouth I'm going to offend someone. I've said it before a lot in the past. I not only go to Alcoholics Anonymous, I go to Assholes Anonymous because I didn't know how to present myself without hurting people. When I came into recovery, the only way I could describe myself as I hurt people because that's all I knew. That's the kind of environment I grew up in. So I don't want to hurt people today. I want to lift people up. I want to love people. I want to encourage people and be part of the solution instead of part of the problem. It's kind of ironic. I actually went to a life skills course. I graduated this life skills course, and then I found out that, and when I came into recovery, I'm just realizing the fact that the difference between knowledge and wisdom. I had a whole lot of knowledge, but I didn't have the tools to put it into practice. And that's where I get my tools in recovery to be able to understand how and why I did the things in my past, because I didn't know any different. Like not everyone's going to understand, I guess, the philosophy of how recovery works, and I accept that. It's all about being able to start relating with other people after living a whole life of always feeling alone and thinking that no one would understand. And when you reach out for help, and I took that leap of faith and said I can't do this anymore, and I asked for help, the help was there, and this works for me. I don't feel alone. I don't feel ostracized. I don't feel like that my words and my thoughts are, like, don't matter. They do. Everyone's words and thoughts and ideas matter. Everything is valid. That doesn't mean this everyone has the right to voice an opinion or something like that, but that doesn't mean I have to agree with everything. And everyone learns differently. Everyone has their own perceptions of what things look like to them. So being able to go into an environment where I finally felt like I fit somewhere, because I could start identifying with people, and I would share something and people would start identifying with me, and then people didn't feel so alone, and then it was easier to start working through a lot of the life stuff that I didn't want to look at before. I'll deal with that tomorrow. Well, tomorrow never comes. Deal with it now, so you don't have to have all this other baggage just pile up, and you have that weight on your shoulders all the time, and you can't freaking breathe. You go to recovery, and I could, after a while, just, take a breath for once and slow down. Hey there, welcome to Scott's Thoughts channel. Already smash that like button down there. Okay. The dryer? Or is it still running? Why did it beep? It should stop. What the hell? Why is it beeping? That's not dry. Why didn't they take off the fucking covering? Jesus, this is not dry. It's still wet. God damn it. That'll be dry. This sure the hell's not dry. I gotta clean the lake trap too, so it'll fucking... Fuck. Great. Where's the fucking... Great. Off even. Pretty good with that situation. Could have asked her more. Didn't we? That's just how it was. That's okay. Not everyone's gonna understand recovery.